1-2 count to Abby Vieira, with Marion Collins awaiting on deck. Lined into right field and down for a base hit. Vieira going to try for two. The throw comes in. No, it does not get there. Now, Eileen Morales is out of the Georgia Tech dugout saying that the tag beat the runner, but perhaps Vieira knocked the ball out of the glove of Emma Simon.
I don't think that's going to stand. I do agree the ball beats her there. There is a clear path to the base, but Simon unable to hold on to that ball, unable to hold on to the tag.
Umpires are getting together here. Ronald Brown came up the third base line to chat with Anita Robinette, and there is not going to be a review.
And from Eileen Morales' standpoint, she doesn't see,
of course,
that ball exit the glove because of the positioning of Vieira. She dove into second base. All she sees is the wave of that ball.
Now time called again by this Georgia Tech dugout. Eileen Morales and Aaron Dixon chatting. And we may see a pitching change here for Tech with a go-ahead run aboard and in scoring position. Round of applause for Sophia Voiles, an excellent start as she exits with one out in the sixth. Later today, Florida State and Louisville square off in a baseball-softball doubleheader over on the ACC network. Baseball coverage begins at 3 Eastern in a top 20 showdown. Then, just across campus at Ulmer Stadium, we bring you ACC softball. 7th-ranked Florida State at Louisville, 6 p.m. Eastern over on ACC Net. So in to replace Sophia Voiles, Michaela Caulfield will take on Marion Collins with the speedy Abby Vieira in scoring position representing the go-ahead run.
And a pivotal point here for Georgia Tech. You can feel the momentum, you can feel the tension kind of in the air right now with things brewing for Clemson. And Matt, you've heard me all game talk about the importance of the changeup. Well, guess what? The best pitch out of the hand of Michaela Caulfield, the lefty, is her changeup. The most devastating changeup on this pitching staff. Small in stature, but has a massively competitive approach. Coach Morales said she's the little engine that could, and that's exactly who she goes to in a tough situation.
She was terrific in night one. 2 2/3 scoreless on the back end of game one, allowing just one hit while striking out two. Faced 9 batters in one of her best outings against ACC competition, certainly against the top competition in the ACC. Now she's tasked with doing it again in a tie game with 1 down and a runner on in the 6th. And the freshman shortstop, Marion Collins, to the plate. Collins with a pair of hits in the series. Both for extra bases, a double and a home run. And already to the first 2 games plus has driven in 3 runs. Go ahead run at second base and time called by Caulfield. Patience at the plate here. Third time through for Clemson. After chasing a bit more than usual earlier in the game. Strike one.
In preparing for this matchup, Clemson knew that they were going to face a lot of arms. Guess how many they've faced this weekend? 9. 9 arms in the circle for Georgia Tech.
Sent in the air, right center, and it's down into the wall. In to score comes Vieira, and Clemson takes the lead on an RBI double by Marion Collins.
You're going to face a lot of different approaches in the circle. What has to be there? Patience. Well, that patience was absent for Clemson early in this ball game. That was the challenge from John Rittman in that 4th inning, was to be more patient at the plate, and it's paid off.
Ava Wilson will come into pinch run at second base with Taylor Pipkins coming to the plate. Pipkins has already accounted for 5 of Clemson's runs batted in the series. Top to bottom, 1 through 9 in this order. There have been no breaks this weekend for Georgia Tech pitching here in Atlanta. Fly ball shallow center. Caught by Vukadinovich. 2 down. We were looking at some of the advanced stats for Clemson over the last 12 games, 11 of which they have won. Nothing in particular jumped out as, wow, that's the reason they're winning. John Rittman sort of echoed the same sentiment, though anecdotally, saying we've just found different ways to win. Today, I would say Aaron falls into that category.
Yep. It's not always going to come easy, right? You're not always going to be able to throw 19 runs up on the board. But good teams, great teams, elite teams find a way. They find a way to answer. They find a way to make adjustments. Sophia Voiles was excellent in the circle for Georgia Tech through 5 innings. Stunned Clemson. Zeros across the board. And eventually, good offensive teams find a way to have an answer. And I think that's what we saw at the top of the 6th.
Still a lot of softball to play as Sam Minish pinch hits for Kylie Johnson. Kayla Caulfield thought she had a strikeout.
The lefty trying to settle in. This is once again on the inner corner. We have not seen that side of the plate, arm side, for either arm that's been in the circle for Georgia Tech.
Ooh, and that catches Minish. Going a little too far inside.
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling this was going to happen. Morales coming out asking if she leaned into this pitch. See the stride foot, and you can see Johnson. I mean, it looks to me like she's leaning towards the strike zone, but she still is in her own territory in the batter's box.
And it doesn't appear that Anita Robinette is going to change her mind on that. It's a hit by pitch, so Minish at first base. And at second, Marion Collins. 2 outs for the very dangerous 9-hitter, Jamison Brockenbrough. She was the hero in the Tennessee series with the game-winning double play in center field against her former team. That midweek victory over the top-ranked Volunteers. this series does have a pair of hits. Hitless today, though. And Michaela Caulfield would love to keep it that way with Grayson Tucker, Paige Vukadinovich, and Emma Mangini due up next for Georgia Tech. 2-2. Chopper right side, charging in Connolly, not in time. Beat out by Brockenbrough. And the bases are loaded in the sixth. And out of the dugout comes Eileen Morales.
Yeah, there's some heated discussion going on right now. We've seen a very passionate Eileen Morales yesterday and today. Come to some close calls on the field. I think this one's got a shot to be overturned. Right now, the call on the field is safe. Well, that's an interesting look, though. Is the ball in the web? Has it made contact with the leather? There's got to be enough evidence to turn this over.
Yeah, that's a bang, bang play there, and great effort by Brockenbrough to try and beat that out.
A good effort from Connolly. The fact that she scoops and tosses a shovel from the glove to give Leshner a shot. That's the only way
to make it close.
100%.
But if Brockenbrough is safe, now Clemson turns the lineup over for Alex Brown.
That's a bang play. At the same time.
And I'm with you. I don't know that there's enough to definitively overturn the call on the field.
Wow. That's about as close as it gets. If you could get a little bit more stretch right there out of Leshner, but tough with the shovel, right? I mean, that's such a short throw. There's not a lot of heat coming out of the glove of Connolly.
Well, if the call stands, Clemson will bring their 9th hitter of the inning to the plate. It has been a long Tiger rally here to claw back into this game and eventually take the lead.
It would also roll this lineup back to the top with bases juiced for Alex Brown.
Still waiting for Jim Cooper and Anita Robinette to emerge. Not surprised at the lengthiness of this review. That is how important not only this play is, but how close the play is. And remember, the call on the field is safe at first base. Great fight from Clemson today. Here we go. And the call stands. So the bases will be loaded for Alex Brown, the top hitter in the Clemson lineup.
That effort at first is what's going to load the bases up back to the top of this order for Alex Brown. The triple threat of this order.
1 run batted in already in the series.
Because of the speed of Alex Brown, the triple threat nature of her bat, she's got short game, she's got power. Got the corners playing in front of their bags, middle infield playing pretty straight up. You can't not honor the power of her bat.
Has been exceptional at the plate throughout her career. Sprays it into left field, could find grass, it does. 1 run is in, here comes another, and Clemson has put together a crooked inning to extend its lead in the 6th.
This is what makes her so hard to defend. She's able to muscle this off the handle of the bat. She gets challenged on the inside part of the plate. A little inside out swing and peppers one into no man's land. That's enough to grab a couple.
Gotta be careful with this batter. Maddie Moore with 2 home runs in the series. 4 runs batted in for a team that has lived at the plate with 2 outs. And produced. 1-1 to Moore.
This is a senior that she's done it all. She's played all over the field defensively. One of the hardest workers on this roster for Clemson, and Coach Rittman said every single year she has just grown leaps and bounds. The development, the attention to detail, the use of off-season, how she uses that fall season to key in on things that could fill in the gaps of some of the scouts that are out on her.
Bounces the 1-2 back to Caulfield, and that ends the inning. But Clemson plates 5 in the inning. Thanks to a home run by Macy Cintron and a pair of doubles, they lead it by 3.